Mr. Paul. Can we all hear me?
Yes, yes,
All
we can
right.
hear you. I'm hearing.
All right. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we're going to be having beautiful. All right, we're going to be having Mr. Paul Godday. We're going to be having Mr. Paul Godday is from Stanbic IBTC. We're going to be having Mr. Lawrence, who is from Wema Bank, and we're going to be having Osas, who is from AB Microfinance Bank. And also with us on this call is our MD CEO of SQA Marshal, not that person that Mr. Olumide success. Please give them a round of applause now. All right, thank you
Wisdom.
very yes, sir.
Yeah, go
All
on.
right, thank you very much, everybody. All right, so we're going to be starting with Mr. Paul Godsday. So over to you, sir.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Hi, Wisdom. Hi, Mr. Ayodeji. It's a privilege to be here with you to share a story. I will try as much as possible to stick with the outline as sent to me by Wisdom. Um, just a quick information about myself. My name is Gode Paul DK. I'm from Abia State. I'm a software quality assurance engineer. I have been working as a software quality assurance engineer for more than 5 years now. Uh, I have a degree in computer science from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. I also have a master's in information technology from the University of Lagos. I've had the privilege to work in the financial space, in the educational space, and a host of others. So I'm delighted to be in your midst and to also share my journey so far. Just a quick information about why QA. Okay, so I mean, QA, as you all know, is quality assurance. Personally, I chose QA because I was at the brink of losing my job. I know this might sound a bit strange, but it was born out of necessity. Uh, Far back at 2019, when we just while we were getting into the pandemic, I was I was employed as a web administrator in a school, well-known school in Lagos, and part of my duties was to deploy applications and to make sure that we are able to transition even or to embrace the changes, the rapid changes that were coming as a result of the pandemic. So the IT, did a fantastic job by bringing about innovative ways of learning. Like I said, it was an educational space. So I was at the center of that innovation. So I went ahead because was my core duty there to deploy applications. So I deployed a particular learning management system that will help the student to continue their learning even while they are at home. Well, little did I know that things were going to go so badly. After having so many users on the platform, we started having downtime. The system started crashing. They could not access our platform anymore. This was a major incident that got the attention of the owner of the school. I was called to a panel and given an ultimatum to fix it, else I'll be at the risk of losing my job. So it was a very subtle warning, but I knew what the implications were. Because those are the reason why I was employed. So after a while, I discovered that yes, we had a fantastic software built, but the architecture, we are not built to carry such kind of activity on that application, and we didn't do a thorough testing, in terms of performance, you know. So thanks to a colleague of mine that we used to be friends in school. That's why it's very, very important for us to keep in touch with our colleagues. He brought an idea, and that was what saved the day. And the good part was that I got promoted afterwards. So that was when I started thinking about, how there was a retrospective. We were looking at what could we have done better. How would we have avoided this incident because it was a major one. Then fast forward from there, I don't know how. I think I would say fate found me or something. Although I left the organization, but I found myself in a place where I had to now support software testers. So while supporting software testers and developers, I now found, or let me say, QA found me because I started seeing solutions, or what we could have done better from my past job experience. So that is how I met with friends who are ready to put me through. We didn't have this opportunity to be trained in scholarship, to have a scholarship or to have, although they were online courses, but I needed more than just online courses. I needed someone to guide me in the past, someone who is already successful in that part. And you are, I would say that you are, privileged to have this forum or that is giving you that. So as at far back, I didn't have this. So, and that is how I caught, that passion about QA. I was passionate about QA. I started taking online courses, free courses, because as at that time, I was not sure whether I want to take this as a career. But one thing I was certain is that I needed, something I needed to be a professional in something. So I was just an IT guy, but I could not say this was what I'm, specialized in. So, and from there, after learning QA, the good side was that it opened up a host of opportunities for me. I've always wanted to work in a bank, but it was not easy to get in a job in a bank. It was QA that gave me access to job opportunities in a bank. I got my first job as a quality assurance engineer in a microfinance bank. And afterwards, I'm trying to make sure I'm not mentioning names here of this organization because they're actually big organizations. Afterwards, I moved to a commercial bank where I also worked as a software quality assurance engineer. And currently, as you know, I'm also in a bank. You see, I've worked in three banks just because of the opportunity, that opened up for me after acquiring the skills in software quality assurance. So this has been the journey so far for me, and I look forward to more opportunities, especially internationally, because the truth is that this is a universal skill, and that will place you on a global, scale that open up opportunity anywhere in the world, and that's what makes me so excited, to share my story with you. And the advice I'll give to you as beginners, people who would like to venture into software quality assurance is do not give up. There are even more better opportunities now than it was then. I It took me just 6 weeks, sorry, 6 months to take courses. After 6 months, when I decided that I wanted to venture into software quality assurance, it was 6 months. 6 months later, I got a job, and this is coming from someone who has been struggling to get a good job. So I can only say that I'm very grateful that I picked up this career path. I've always been very passionate about software development in general, but I never knew that the niche for me there was in software quality assurance. And it has been an interesting journey so far. I must say it has been an interesting journey. I've met with top people in the industry and who have shared knowledge. So I would say that you have chosen the right career path. That is my word for you. If you are passionate about quality, if you are passionate, if you'd like to see things work, if you like to make your users or customers satisfied with the products that they get, then software quality assurance is for you. If you are if you are if you pay attention to details, you know, if you are a type of person who um, always quality, will I say quality minded, for lack of a better word, you like to see things, you know, work, then the software quality assurance is for you. So keep it up. I mean, it all starts with the first step, and which is what you have just taken now. There's a lot ahead of you, and it keep getting better. Just stay focused. You can actually make a huge career out of this. I'm glad that and there are so many opportunities. Like I said, there are so many opportunities for QA. And sometimes people ask questions like what is the future of quality assurance in the advent of artificial intelligence? Yes, there is artificial intelligence which has influenced every aspect of our life right now, and it's very important for you to leverage on artificial intelligence to in bringing out in delivering quality in your products. So AI is not coming to replace your job. AI is going to help you do your job even better. So I thank you very much for listening to me, and I wish you all the best in your endeavor as a software quality assurance professionals. Thank you. Wisdom. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paul Godday, for that enlightening section. Really appreciate your insight and practical advice. So very quickly, would I like if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section, and I'll take it very briefly before I move to the next speaker. If you have any questions for Mr. Paul, please do well to drop it in the comment section. All right, so moving on to our second speaker for today is Mr. Izenwaka Lawrence. He would also be sharing about himself, his career journey, and the opportunities in this career space. Please let's make welcome Mr. Lawrence. Mr. Lawrence, the floor is yours, sir.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
So I believe everyone can hear me, right?
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
So
Yeah.
okay, I'm Mezonwaka Lawrence. I'm a software quality assurance officer at Women Bank. I've had the privilege to work in other places before landing myself in Women Bank as of where I am now recently. So before then, I worked at Nine Mobile. Before Nine Mobile, I worked at Tete Technologies and so on and so forth. Before where I am now. So when we speak to what QA is all about, I know that most of us already know that QA, we are just those people that make sure that whatever it is that is being built, whatever it is that is being implemented, the applications that you use, the softwares that you use online, whether it is on web, whether it is on your mobile phone, we just make sure that everything you are doing is user friendly and you don't have any issue when you are interacting with those applications. So when it comes to who I am as a person, I would say I would say, well, I'm just like everyone on this call that is trying to find meaning in life, trying to improve themselves, continuous learning. I unlearn and I learn because my background was academically, my background was medical science, but I had to switch over to IT because of unemployment issues and stuff like that. And besides, even before I had the opportunity to get into the IT world per se, I've been exposed when it comes to that interaction using the applications like laptop, games, and all those things to do a little bit of coding, having to see my brothers and sisters to getting their hands on new phones and all those things. So I guess that was one of the things that built that curiosity to pick up QA later in life. So outside that, another big question is why did I choose QA and why not other parts of IT? So first of all, I would say QA was so at the time what I knew was QA and development. I had no idea that IT goes beyond those things. Okay, I had an idea of cybersecurity too, but I did not really have someone who would show me the ropes when it comes to learning, when it comes to giving me that structure. But then when it came to QA, I had someone around me who was already a QA engineer. And when I looked at the person, for me, it was more like the person's life was going the way I wanted my life to go. If you get that, you get that. So I was like, okay, let me just look at what this person is doing and maybe pay attention to what they're doing every day. So with time, I started picking interests. I started helping the person with one or two things like writing manual test cases, reviewing documents, and stuff like that. Before I knew it, it got to a point where the person was even assigning certain few assignments to me, and I was able to do those things on my own. There is something I have that I always tell people that once you have that, I believe that finding yourself in a very good place in this field is going to be easy for you, which is just be willing to learn no matter what you believe you know, no matter who it is that is sitting on the table, whether it's somebody that you are above or somebody that is above you. Just try as much as possible to grab something or learn something from the person, because whatever it is you learn becomes your own property. So that was how I started. From there, I got the confidence to be able to do those things on my own, to be able to pick up certain technologies and learn those technologies. So then I heard of something called Postman. I took up those things and I started learning them. When I got the opportunity to have an interview, the interview wasn't as I expected, in the sense that I didn't have that technologies and language that I needed to defend what I've been doing practically myself. So that was a very huge gap that I had to fill. So for me to fill that gap, it was a very lonely moment. But for me to fill that gap, I just had to believe that there was light in the tunnel. It took me about 7 months of constant learning every single day to land a job after that day. So I just kept learning for 7 months. I just kept reading, doing everything I could to just get to that place where I can defend what I was doing. So when I got to that place, I got an interview, and luckily for me, out of about five of us, I was among the two persons that was picked after the third stage or the second stage. So that was how I was able to land myself into QA. And I believe that has also given you a snippet to my career journey and what it took me to get to where I am. So one of the advice I'm going to give everyone on this call that is new to QA and you are trying to build a life as a good quality assurance engineer is that you have to have that mindset of growth. You have to have that mindset that no matter what it takes, I'm going to come up on top. And if you just believe in that, you believe in learning, then I believe that this is the right place for you. So when it comes to opportunities that QA give to us, what are those opportunities that QA have exposed me to? So one of the opportunities I believe that QA has exposed me to is the people I've met. Because, one thing in life is money to an extent is very necessary, yes, but to an extent, it gets to a point where what you need is not entirely money. Sometimes you need people. You need to know the right person who is in the right office. And that is one thing that QA has done for me. In the sense that when I look at where I was in the past 5 years, when I look at the people I have in my phone book, in my content, in my contacts, when I have problems, when there are certain things that I need to be solved, for one reason or another, it is usually somebody from somewhere that I knew through QA, or one of my bosses, or one of the people that I've worked in any commercial bank or telecommunication company, any of the companies that I've work with, that I usually end up getting in contact with. And usually most of those people have solutions to the problems. And those problems at the end of the day, I don't even spend penny to solve it. That's one of the major opportunity and major benefits that I'm reaping as being a QA engineer. The next opportunity I believe that QA engineering can give you is access. It gives you access to an environment that you might not even be in. Because even as much as, yes, it's very, very hard to earn a living, being other things, being a QA engineer, if you put in the work. See, it's not possible that if you save your company from losing money, that you will not be recognized for it. Do you get? So you have to work hard and smart. So that is just it. Those are the kind of the opportunities you can get. From there, you can get free trainings from the companies that you might find yourself in. I've seen QAs that have had the privilege to travel to other countries, had the privilege to be sponsored in programs that they never believed that they might even be there in the first place. So these are the things that QA can do for you. Also, another thing that QA does is QA is more like also, it's like a bridge between project management and software development. So in as much as we try to know if whatever it is that is being done accurately, there is this bridge that will also bring, that will like connect the people, the stakeholders that don't have that understanding of what is being done. People that just sit down and all they do is just do and deliver, do and deliver. That's what I just saying. And the people that are actually doing the work. So QA to an extent brings a bridge between those people. And that's one of the things I've understood in my work. The huge part of it is, and that's one of the opportunities, if you are that kind of person that finds good things even when bad things are occurring, that's one of the mindsets that can also help you as a QA, which is building good and effective communication skill. So what that means is, no matter what is going on, try as much as possible to be that person that can take whatever garbage that whoever it is that has given you and be able to know how you are going to say it properly to whoever again that you want to give it to. And those two parties, without knowing what you did or how you did it, everybody will go home happy. Do you get? So that is just it. One opportunity again that QA can give you is when it comes to the overall progression of you as a human being, whether it's mentally, whether it's just by your social skill, whether it's just by your own personal skill as a human being, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself. Because another thing about QA is when things go wrong, we are the first person that everybody looks up to. So that kind of burden, that kind of, how would I say it now? Being looked up to in that extent means that you have to carry yourself in a particular level. Do you get? So that means there are certain things that you have to pay attention to. There are certain, you just don't wake up and you are just doing everything anyhow. You can't do that as a QA. So you have to pay attention to details. You have to look out for other mistakes that other people make. Try as much as possible to understand what that mistake is, and in a situation where it's not a mistake, how you'll be able to explain it to both parties that have been involved in that. So that is just it. I just keep things simple and straight. If there is any issue that you have, if there is any maybe further explanations, we can also help you out in this call. If you're having self-doubt, you can also reach out to any of us on this call, or you can just mention what exactly your pinpoint is, and we'll be able to explain it and how you can develop yourself. Like one of the major main points that I had during my own time was, I believe it was two things. I believe that the first one was I was never that kind of person that talked too much. That was number one. Number two was I had this thing that it's more like my brain processes information more than way faster before I can even say it. So I had to start learning, interacting with people and all that. And another thing I always find myself doing these days is trying as much as possible to explain things to people in a way that they would understand, because most of the times when I explain things technically or when I just explain things the way I understand it, most people end up not following up. So I try as much as possible to break it down as much as possible. So this is who I am. This is why I joined QA and how I landed myself into QA. This has been my journey and how QA has helped me personally as a human being and also professionally. Then I've also given my advice to everyone who is a beginner that QA is not hard. You just have to be tenacious and resilient about it. And I've also given you the opportunities that QA can bring to you, whether it is putting money, but money is not the main thing. The main thing is you as a human. What is your value? Your personal value, your social value, your whatever value it is at all that you're bringing into it, your professional value. Those are the things that QA can build in you, and people usually see that those changes are being manifested. So if you have any questions, I believe now will be the time, and I will take it and explain on that. So that will be all from me, Wisdom.
Thank you very much, sir. We really do appreciate um, learning from your wealth of wisdom. Thank you very much once again. So please, if we do have questions, please let's do well to drop on the comment section. We still have Mr. Paul on the call. We still have Mr. Lawrence also on the call. So when it's time for question and answers, we're going to take them. So thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence, for sharing your inspiring journey and practical wisdom. We have gained a lot from your experience. So before we move on to our third speaker, I would like us to just take a quick icebreaker to refresh and engage everyone. So, in one word, how would you describe what you have gained so far from the first two sections? Please drop your word in the chat, and I'm going to be picking them one by one. In one word, let us know what you have gained so far. How would you describe the first two sections? Okay, full. I can see insightful. Um, I can see inspiring from Jessica, from Michael. I can see impactful. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I can see eye opening from Peace Udo. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I can see awesome from Bright Agbo. Thank you. Thank you. Please keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I can see encouraging from Martina. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. Wonderful. That's very wonderful. At least that shows that we are learning, and that shows that we are getting insight from Tega. I can see interesting from Wumi. I can see great speakers. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Thank you very much. So let's move on from here. So I would like to welcome our third speaker. It's my pleasure to welcome Aliyu Osas, who will be sharing with us about herself, why QA, a career journey, advice for beginners, and key opportunities. Please join me in welcoming Osas. The floor is yours, ma.
Hi, good day, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Good day.
Oh, okay. So you murdered my name a little bit. Hello,
Sorry.
wisdom.
Sorry.
That's fine. So it's actually Ali, not Ali, but that's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So thank you, SQA Marshal, for giving me this opportunity. I really appreciate it. I would like to say everyone on this call, as a beginner, you have made the best choice being here right now, because the truth is, um, the way I started here was very funny. So I have an educational background. I studied English education. Um, I'm currently working with AB Microfinance Bank as a software quality assurance officer there. I'm currently the lead. And I would say the journey so far has been amazing, because it started very funny. And considering where I am right now, I would say it has been worth the journey. So funny enough, I was working with another microfinance bank previously, and I was working as a how would I call it now? We like call it, so it was called data entry there. So our major job was to get do disbursements, collections from the loan officers, make sure they are well documented. So they have like a software, a core banking that they were using. And so it got to a point they decided to change the core banking to another core banking. And so along the line, they would send us emails. Can you carry out a transaction, and what's the error you're getting? So we'll carry out a transaction, and we'll send a mail back, and like, oh, this is the error I got. They'll be like, okay, carry out a disbursement, and then make it a figure that we don't use usually above our targets. We'll do that, and they'll be like, whatever response you get, just send it back. We'll send it back. They'll say, oh, carry out a withdrawal, and whatever response you get, send it back. So I was doing all that. I never knew I was doing a QA's job. So until one day, I came across a friend who's a software developer. Meanwhile, I was already getting tired of my previous job. And so I was complaining to him that I was tired of my job. I needed something different. Like I was doing the same thing all over again. And he was like, okay, why not try QA? I was like, QA? What's QA? So he was like, go and make your research about it. I was like, okay. So I went to make my research about it and I discovered that all this while during the period where we changed our software, our core banking from one core banking to another, all those things we were doing, sending emails to give our response and whatever it is we were getting, I was actually doing the QA's job partially. And I was paid the same salary I was paid. And we did that for almost like 6 months. So that gave me a boost. I was like, so why can't I just do this thing like full time and make money out of it instead of doing it partially for somebody else? So that's how I got myself involved. So I actually learned through Udemy, and then it was not easy. I would not lie to you. Self-paced learning is not easy. You have to be like very, very determined to be able to pull through, because if not, you always get distracted because nobody is coming to like ask you for updates. Nobody's going to come and ask you, oh, how far have you gone with this? So it's just you and your drive and wherever you know you're going to. So you have to put in that work to make sure that, oh, okay, this thing I have started, I will make sure that I finish it. So it was a very difficult journey for me. I started at some point and then I dropped it because I felt, this thing is too hard. I cannot do it again. And then all my jobs started showing me shaggy. I had to go back again. I picked it up and I was like, no, me and this Udemy course are going to die here. So I did that, and after finishing that course, I was able to get a job. So before then, the microfinance I was working, they were able to create like a small unit, but it wasn't really functional for QAs though, but it was just there. So I did like an intern or so there for a while, and then I moved to another microfinance bank where I got like a proper job to actually practice as a QA. And I would say it has been a great journey. Getting there as like a junior QA and being there as a lead right now, I would say it wasn't an easy journey, but I'll just say that it was me putting the work, and God too. God factor was also there as well. So I would say my journey so far has been amazing. And I would say I didn't do it by myself. I had people. So I think one of the things I'm going to encourage you guys is that have someone that is there to always, assist you. Because the truth is, when you're starting, you don't really know much. And you are going to get to that point where you'll be like, are you sure this career path is actually for me? I don't think so. I think I have to take my step back and just think of something else. There was a time I was even thinking of quitting QA, especially at that point when I just started. I was thinking of quitting QA and, going to, I think, project management or product owner at the time. I was like, oh, let me switch because this QA is, because like this QA will kill me. So let me leave QA and go to product owner's department and go and balance there. After all, nobody's going to start asking me plenty questions. Nobody's going to be holding my neck and pressing it and say, this thing did not work. QA, you did not test very well. I said, nobody's going to start asking me all those plenty questions. But it's funny how the whole thing went. I flopped in the interview. I did not pass. I flopped in the interview. So after flopping in the interview and I failed, I went to carry my QA back jejely. And I was like, it's like this QA cannot kill me. It's going to be me and this QA last. So I went back to QA and I picked it up. And it's funny how I put in the work more. And today I can say, okay, from running away from this career path, I have actually grown within the years from just being an entry level to a lead. I won't say it's a smooth ride. It has been very, very bumpy, but at least thank God that right now I can actually laugh over all this experience. But funny enough, then it wasn't funny. I was really, really frustrated. I would not lie. And so I would say have someone that you can always reach out to, someone that is always ready to teach you. Because it's not just about having somebody to reach out to. It gets to a point where you will not understand certain things and you'll be stuck. So you need someone that you can always reach out to, like, I'm stuck here. And the person will be ready to like hold your hand and take you through that process, and it becomes a success. Not that the person will be like, oh, okay, okay, I would help you, and then it gets to a point you are left behind and you are stuck. No, just get someone that is ready to like hold your hand and take you through the process. I think I was lucky enough to have someone that held my hand and took me through the process. We were colleagues. From colleagues, we became very good friends. He held my hand from the beginning till he left the bank. So I was really, even when he left the bank, I did not allow him rest. I was disturbing him. Anytime I'm stuck, I will call him. I will disturb him. I will call him at night. In fact, it got to a point I was like, if this person has a girlfriend, maybe the girlfriend will start thinking that this was sass, your wala is becoming too much. Are you sure you're not dragging my boyfriend with me at this point? That's to tell you how I was disturbing this. That's to tell you how I was disturbing this person. So I would say, thank God you even have SQA Marshal is even coming up with an opportunity to mentor, to give you all the soft landing that you need. I never had that. If I had that, I don't think I would have gone through all those, processes that I went through. At least now you have a platform where you can actually learn, and you have people that's going to teach you. Hold on to it. Make good use of it. And then another thing I'm going to say is that don't stop. Don't stop learning. Keep learning, because you are going to face challenges. And don't just say because you have faced challenges, you're just going to let it go. No, you just have to keep pushing. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't say, oh, because this is something I want to do, I just want to do it now. No, don't overwhelm yourself. Take it one step at a time. Don't say, oh, because you are starting as a QA person, you are seeing it in Udemy that people are writing stuff about automation. You want to fly from basics that you're supposed to know. You want to leave it and go and start learning automation. No, take it one step at a time. Learn the basics and then keep advancing. That's the best way to learn. Don't move with the crowd. Don't move with the bandwagon. Go. Just take it at your own pace. Everybody's learning capability is different. I can be a fast learner. You can be a slow learner. So don't go with, oh, because this person is already on this path, I need to rush. You end up coming back to the basics. If you miss the basics, you always fall back. So always make sure that you know the basics, because I feel like that's the beginning and that's also the end. Because if you miss the basics, you won't get a proper ending. You still have to come back to the basics. And then I would say what the opportunity SQA has given to me is, it has given me the opportunity to meet with board members. It has given me the opportunity to meet with management staffs. It has also given me an insight to other departments. So because now you're not just going to be working for your department alone, other departments are going to be coming up with ideas that developers are going to be working on. So it's going to give you an insight to what other people in your whatever space that you are going to be, whatever it is that they are doing, it's going to give you an insight to every department. So it's not just going to be like, oh, it's just me and developers alone. No. So I work currently with a microfinance bank. So they are going to build something for loan officers. So automatically you are going to have an idea of how loans has been disbursed there. They are going to build something for audits. It gives you an insight of, okay, this is how audits, this is how they do it, okay, and this is how. So you have an insight of almost every department in the organization, because everybody is still going to innovate, and somehow someone is going to still come through you. So I feel like that's like the best experience so far. So when you're talking to people, it's not just about QA. So when you meet somebody that is not even in the QA field, you have an idea of what they are doing because you've done something that is related to their department. So for me, I feel like this is where I'm going to round up, and I wish everyone the best, and I pray your journey through this path becomes a success in the end. Thank you, everyone.
Wow. Thank you so much, Osas, for that valuable insights. Your section has been very, very inspiring and very practical as well. Um, so at this point, we would open the floor for our questions and answer. And here's how we're going to run it. You can either drop your question in the chat or use the raise of hand feature. I'll call you and you unmute yourself. Please keep your questions very brief, straight to the point, so we can take as many as possible within the time we have left. So if you have any questions, let me go through the comment section to be sure I'm not missing any. Okay, so Mr. Graham. Hello.
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Okay, please go ahead and ask your question.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Oh, it's afternoon, evening. Sorry. It's evening. Evening. And my question, I stumbled into quality matrix. Just trying to study about those things. So I want to ask, I will pasted it on the question, this thing. What is Six Sigma and how is it used in QA? That's the first one. Can I ask all of them at once? I don't come out. Hello?
Go ahead,
We can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Can I ask all of them at once or I just pick them one by one?
You can ask them at once. Ask them at once.
Okay. So number one is, what is Six Sigma and how is it used in QA? Number two, what are some common quality metrics such as defect density and text coverage? Then the last one is, how do you measure the effectiveness of QA processing? Those are my questions, sir.
Okay, so let me quickly go into that. Barnabas,
Okay.
these are part of the things you practically learn during the when the scholarship program gets started properly. I think it's going to start by next week Saturday, right, on the 30th of August. So these are part of the things you will learn, and you get the chance to have answers to a lot of these questions. But the meeting for today is just an insight session into what quality assurance is about and what it is like from other professionals' perspective, all right? But answering your question, this Sigma is more like it's just like a methodology, all right, that is used to reduce defect, improving processes for quality efficiency, all right. So that's what Six Sigma is about.
Okay.
Of course, other questions that you ask practically, like I said, when the scholarship program gets started properly, you get the chance to know all of them, all right. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Ziyad, go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me?
Good afternoon.
Okay, and thanks for the lecture. We really enjoyed it very well, and it's impactable and something that have a lot of benefit for us. The question I want to ask is that how is UI UX design related to QA? So,
Okay, I think any of our speaker may want to talk to this. Lawrence, are you still on the call? Got the SARS. Do any of you want to talk to that?
Hello.
Sorry if I
Yeah,
got that question right. You was talking about the how UI UX is related to QA, right?
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Very
Yes,
well.
sir.
Okay. So, well, I'm sure you already know what UI UX is, right? User interface, right? The user experience as well. So
Yes.
that's design. That speaks to the design of an application or a product. No, but QA speaks to the entire process in delivering quality, and meeting the requirements of the user. So if you look at the entire software development life cycle, or let me say, there is a design part of it. However, we may not directly. So UI UX, mostly focuses on the user experience and user how the user interacts with the application such that they can enjoy the experience. It's easy to use, but for quality assurance, it's beyond just user experience. There's a time when we started paying attention to the experience of the user. Because, for instance, let's say you want to just sign in to an application. Now we are seeing people using their face ID to sign in, so that's a better user experience. But however, it's a partnership. It's part of the things that quality assurance engineers also check, or software tester check, the ease of use of that product as well. I can remember there was a time an application was given to me to test. I discovered that this application is difficult for user to use. Yes, it meets with the quality in terms of functionality, but the design, the defect is in the design. So you see that as a software tester now, a quality assurance person, I was able to find the defects in the design. That's why it's very important for the QA person to be involved from the beginning of the project, which is in the requirement gathering. Even in fact, in all the phases of the software development, the quality assurance person should be involved, even when that software is being designed or the application is when they are building the UI UX. QA person should be involved. That way, we can catch defects earlier and deliver the quality. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Please, Udo, please, could they ask your question? Please, Udo.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you to our coaches for an insightful session. So my question is pretty much direct. We are currently in a world where everything's been digitalized and there's the presence of AI. AI is gradually taking over everything. Right now, you can tell ChatGPT to write a code for you, and it would write a code for you in most programming languages. So my question basically is, what is the longevity of a QA engineering job? And do you think the QA engineering job would still exist in the nearest future, or there will be no need for human participation in QA engineering? That's basically my question.
Any of our speakers can please answer that.
Okay.
Um.
So let me take.
Oh, okay.
Lawrence, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So peace. When we speak to AI, first of all, is that the AI that we have that everybody uses now, that is free to everybody, that is open source to everybody, doesn't have the ability to take your job now or ever. But the thing is, if you don't know how to collaborate to use AI to make your job faster and more easier for you to deliver, also when it comes to writing test cases, to use it to deliver more specific test cases, like to also think, to help you to like think, to help you to maybe scratch your brain when on certain things that you might miss, or to make you understand certain documents. If you don't know how to integrate AI into what you are doing, then AI will take your job. But if you're able to understand what AI can do for you as a software tester and integrate it into what you are doing every day, then AI won't take your job from you, because now that means that you are integrating whatever it is AI can do into what you do every day as a QA engineer. Now, when it comes to the longevity of QA engineering, I cannot tell you 100% that maybe QA would stay for 100 years, because QA, DevOps, these things now started coming to the picture, let me say 20 years down the line or just recently. But then, definitely it will evolve, just like technology does every day. The things that you use, they change. The phone that you use change from buttons to screen. And very soon now, I believe that Apple is already with this new operating system that they just brought to picture, where it's like it's floating. Very soon, what they are doing to us this thing now is that they are trying to make us understand that the next thing now is going to be, you see this Vision Pro or this Ray-Ban, everything will just be done from your eyeglass, where it will just be showing you the displays. If you blink, it will just be going. That's definitely what is going to happen very soon. And that's what that OS is. It feels like when you are using it. So if it's for evolving, it will evolve. The thing is, are you going to be that kind of person that will evolve with technology, pick up and keep going? Or are you just going to be the person that is just going to sit down? So if you're the person that is going to keep working and keep evolving, you have no problem. If you're a person that is going to sit down, then that's something you have to work on.
All right. Thank you very much. And adding to what Lawrence just said now, as long as the developers will still be involved in writing the codes, all right, then there will be need for a software tester to also check what they have done. All right. So this is because no matter how powerful a technology is, that technology is built by people. All right. No matter what technology is you are talking about, it's being built by people. So, and those who build the technology would eventually write the codes by themselves, or make use of another technology to aid in the writing of the code. The technology will not do the critical thinking for them. The technology will not give them the approach. They will be the one to determine, people will determine what to do, how to go about it. And of course, they cannot make use of technology to assist. Now, if the developers would sit down and write the codes, then there will be a need for a software tester to also check what they have done manually. And it has not been proven anywhere today that, speaking to functional testing now, that automation is more effective in detecting bugs than manual testing. It hasn't been proven yet. It just makes your work faster in running tests, but not necessarily need to discover the best bugs. All right. So that simply means that as it is today, and as far as we can still forecast today, QA will still remain in the technology space for as long as you can think of it. As long as there will be need for testing, then QA will remain. So that's my contribution to that. Over to you, Wisdom.
All right, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Okay, that will be the end of our question and answer section. So up next, we're going to be having Mr. Success Ayodiji.
All right, thank you very much, Wisdom. And I do really want to appreciate everyone that has spoken today. Mr. Godin, Mr. Lawrence, and Mr. Sass, thank you for making our time to be with us. and to share your stories with aspiring software testers who are on the call today. Yeah, my name is Olumide Adegi Success, and I am one of the SQA Marshal team members. All right, and of course, I'm a quality assurance engineer as well. And I started my career roughly about 5 years ago. But 5 years, like 15 years, let me put it that way, because it's been a ride, a long ride to be precise, and a lot of things in between, a lot of exposures, a lot of experience. But I'm going to say it this way: I was running an MSc program when I saw this opportunity to be an intern for Lagos State government. And being an intern for Lagos State government, I was posted to a technology firm, all right, to intern on behalf, like I was given an internship role by Lagos State government, but I was posted to a private institution. I will not be mentioning the name of the company right now, but I was with a private institution where I was to intern there. But on getting there, I was subjected to 6 months training in quality assurance and software development and every other part of technology. So it was an IT consulting and IT services firm. That was where it all started from. After the 6 month program, government hands was off, and I was supposed to go back to maybe to the street searching for job and all of that. But fortunately for me, I was given a full-time employment in that very company. As of the time when I started learning quality assurance, the program, because it wasn't just quality assurance at that time, it was both software development, quality assurance, data analysis, everything together. So, but at this point, I really don't know what I wanted to do. I sometimes want to become a database analyst. At other time, I want to be a software developer. At other time, I want to be this project manager and all of that. But at the end of the day, I chose to be a quality assurance engineer. And yes, after that, I think I have worked for different, through that company, I was able to work on behalf of the company for different banks in Nigeria, the likes of Wema Bank. We work on some of the products that is running in the bank today. We work for Access Bank, work for the Just Bank Settlement System, work for Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, a whole lot of banks in Nigeria, because practically I was working for a company who was a vendor to these banks. So after that, spending about 4 years there, I left and I went into another company where I'm currently also serving as a lead quality assurance engineer. So the experience has been great, but not so easy. You have to put in the work, all right? Learning is not enough. You have to learn and practice, all right? So put that somewhere. Learning is not enough. You have to learn and practice. If you learn and you don't practice it, you're out of it. So you have to be consistent. You have to be deliberate. You have to be intentional about what you want. All right. About what you want to get, about where you want to get to. And one of the things you should know for sure is have someone you are looking ahead to. I mean, someone at the top you are looking, I want to get to this particular stage. When you get to that stage, find another person that is far, far above and say, I want to get to this stage too. Once you get there, look up again. Who is at the top? That's how to climb. That's how to, to keep motivating yourself to want to get there. And of course, because of the exposure that I had, because of the, tenacity, because of the passion, and all of that, I was able to meet with the Nigeria Software Testing Qualification Board president at some point. And yeah, I was able to meet with senators, met with, the director of NITDA, quite a number of important people, even in Nigeria. So it's been like that, just like every other speakers have said, it's just like that. So by the time you get into the role proper, you get job and start doing it, you begin to have this exposure and understanding of all that we are saying here. So that is just that about me. I'm also a certified quality assurance engineer. Some of the speakers here too are also certified. And of course, with many years of experience working on different banking applications, different communication, people work in the telecommunication industry, some in the e-commerce, a lot of experiences here. So, and you are privileged to learn from a lot of the speakers today. And of course, many other people will still come ahead, later to guide you through the process of what we are doing here. So this scholarship program is just, we are looking to take just 20 people, but then if we are able to get more than that, if we have enough room to accommodate more than that, we are trying as much as possible to expand that quota. But we'll make that know before the program starts. But for as of today, we are only making room for 20 people. So these are the first 20 people to get done everything we have laid down to meet the requirements. So after this session, Wisdom, the program management team, let me say Wisdom this time, the program management team would send a consent form to our emails. Ensure you fill the consent form, submit it as soon as possible. After that, maybe before the end of the week, probably before the middle of the week, you're going to get, and those who are successful will get the admission letter. Then, of course, the program will get started properly. So before I close here, I believe you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? I'm sharing an image. If you can see that, can you just give it a pop or just something? All right, perfect. Now, this is an image. These are the benefits of the scholarship program. Practically, we are going to take it from a beginner. It's going to be beginner friendly, no rush. It's going to be gradual process. You won't learn everything in 6 weeks. This is a 6 weeks program. Yes, you will not learn everything this week, and that's why there is a mentorship program after the 6 weeks. So there will be a mentorship program for you to keep guiding you through your journey. Of course, there's going to be a certificate of completion. During the consent, when you the consent form, once you get the consent form, go through the whole consent form. You're going to see some information about, the certificate as well. The requirements you need to meet before you can get the certificate. You can't say, oh, I for subscribe, I've got admission, you didn't attend classes, you don't take assessments that you are giving or classwork or presentation or whatever you need to do, you are not doing them. You can't expect to get certificate of completion. You need to complete it, write assessment, do your classwork, do all that you need to do before you can get certificate of completion. Of course, we are going to be helping you through CV. At some point, you are going to have opportunity to meet with professional HRs who are going to guide you through how to go through an interview, what they expect from you as a beginner, how to do your CV and all of that. These are opportunities for you. And of course, job opening and referrals. So when there are job openings, you get that from us as well. And of course, community access. On SQA Marshal, we normally have a monthly webinar. Some of the speakers here today has also been a webinar speaker for us, and some of them have also been a trainer. I think Mr. Lawrence, you were okay. Of course, both Lawrence and Gordy were part of the first training session we had in March. I think a free training PA training session that was in March 2025. Yeah, so they were part of the trainers then as well, and they gave their all. And of course, they are still available for us to also support in any way they can, to always give aspiring software testers the privilege that most of us find difficult to have when we were getting started. And yeah, there's going to be a practical project in this scholarship program, and of course, everything you need to know. So now, finally, before we end this, let me show you something quickly so you can understand something here. I want to show something. All right. I hope you are seeing something right now. So this is the company's website. All right. These are company's website as of today. And this is the scholarship program portal. All right. And you can see all of these, the benefits, frequently asked questions, everything. But this is not really where I'm going to. This is the schedule, right? The training schedule starting from August 30. We are going to be having our opening ceremony the first session. It's going to be an opening ceremony, and of course, the training starts proper in the second session. Now, I want to show us our courses, right? For QA training bootcamp, I want to show us what our courses looks like. Okay, so we have the beginner, intermediate, and professional, right? So in this particular scholarship program, this is what you'll be getting. You'll be getting the beginners. You'll be getting the beginners course almost, for free. That's what you'll be getting it for, right? So, and this beginners course actually costs 100,000 naira. So the reason why I'm showing you this right now is so that you can take this program very, very seriously. So people pay a lot of money to learn these things, all right? You see the intermediate is about 180 and the professional is 250. So if we are doing this for you, all right, the least you can do is to be very, very, very serious and be committed to what you need to learn and what you need to do. So in this regard, we are doing a scholarship program that could have cost 100K, 180K, 250K, or even above. All right. So that's what I want to show us now. And if at some point or at any point in time you felt, oh, I want to take a professional certification in ISTQB, of course, we also have training services for the CTFL, that's the foundation level, and the advanced level test management. So we have all of that as well. All right. So I think that would be all from my end here today. All right. Wisdom, over to you.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for that one as well. So, on behalf of SQA Marshal Consorts, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of today's Scholarship Insight section. I want to sincerely appreciate our distinguished speakers, Mr. Paul, Mr. Lawrence, stars, for sharing their journeys, their wisdom, and their encouragement with us. Thank you for your time and for inspiring us. To all our participants, thank you for showing up. Thank you for engaging and making this section lively. We trust you are leaving here with fresh insights, practical direction, and renewed motivation to pursue opportunities in QA and beyond. This is not the end, it's a step forward. Keep learning, keep building, and keep growing. My name once again is Wisdom Kumuyi, and it has been my pleasure to anchor today's program. Until next time, stay inspired and have a wonderful evening. Also, expect our concert form. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your evening.